A big storm had swept over Faroe and Shetland, and I decided to ride the storm leftovers back across the North Sea to Norway.
It's 28 knots now.
Little did I know that Tessie had started developing a serious damage under deck while being sailed close to our limits on this adventure. Let's jump back to the crossing from Faroe to Shetland to seek shelter in the safe harbour of Lerwick.
The city lights are very visible from Lerwick now.
2 hours before arrival, the storm already started breathing down my neck.
28 knots. Lerwick Harbour, sailing vessel Tessie. Welcome to Lerwick. Long time no see, good to be back. We are doing 7 knots here, so we need to slow down and take in the sails here.
Winds was increasing rapidly as I entered Victoria Pier. I was just in time finding my shelter. Next morning, the storm was raging offshore, throwing big swells into the little harbour in Lerwick. Being thrown around in the swells on the other side of the pier all night, I had now tucked myself in neatly behind the breakwaters.
So good morning, I'm at the other side of the pier here. It was terrible to lie there because of it was so much surge and swell. So I broke a couple of lines, so I moved over here behind the rescue boat, and this is much better. Although my fenders are getting beat up. So this is us a couple of days more, waiting for better weather. It's going to blow today and it's going to blow even more tomorrow. And I think Friday is the day to go. There's going to be a lot of wind then as well, but it's going to come down. With that, we just have to wait. It's a waiting game.
A waiting game goes by fast when you're on a beautiful island like Shetland. The city life, cafes and maybe a couple of pubs will keep you busy, but it also leaves room for some maintenance.
Thursday, 12th of March, and the wind is raging outside. Luckily it's a little bit more calm finally in the port here, so we can have some quiet and peace to tighten up the shrouds here. They are getting a little bit stretched, and it's important to have them solid.
Well, not so fast. Let's rewind into last video where I first noticed the sudden loose shrouds.
I can see and hear that the shrouds on the lower side is very loose now, and they are making a lot of sound, and shouldn't be like that. They should be tighter.
What I believed was only a natural stretch in the shrouds was something much more serious. A big crack and delamination of the mast foot support beam had made the whole mast sink downwards 7-8 millimeters into the broken beam.
So yeah, let's start stretching them up a bit, turbuckles.
Oblivious to this matter, I started tightening all the 4 shrouds equally on both sides of the mast. With tightening the shrouds, the mast would now be even more compressed into the broken support beam. If I would know this in the moment, I would have never planned on crossing the North Sea, especially not with the incoming weather reports. I guess in certain occasions, maybe not knowing can save you a lot of trouble, like staying stranded on Shetland with a damaged boat, or it could put you in a very bad situation.
Good morning again, day 3 I think, and it's actually Friday the 13th, so it's a great day for sailing, isn't it? The wind has eased down now, and I'm transferring some files, video files, to my hard disks so you can watch this video. And I will now make the boat ready for departure. Hang on.
It was time for the heaviest foul gear Seek OFS 900 and the Seaboot 700 to keep me dry on this one.
It's gonna keep me watertight.
In good spirit, I left the dock, of course mixed with an anxious feeling of what was out there. I thought I'd better buckle up for this one. I headed out northwards through the Sound of Bressay to get a smoother entrance into the strong southwesterly winds awaiting outside the islands.
That's the Sound done, and next is out in open ocean here. So it's quite windy. It's peaking 25 knots here, so it's going to be mostly downwind, I hope, and we're going to do good speeds.
The wind catched my sails, pushing me towards a new adventure.
It's getting more and more windy.
I love to share these moments and many others online, That is why the kind sponsor of this video, Saily, is coming in handy now.
So I'm on Faroe now, one of the most remote places in the Atlantic Ocean, and it's going to be hard to find a SIM card around here, I can promise. And that's where Saily come in. On most modern phones you have an built-in eSIM.
And with Saily installed, you can choose between 200 countries worldwide.
And you'll be able to find a good deal on a plan wherever you are in the world, as long as there is cellular connection.
Plan your trip, prepay your suitable data plan, and the Saily eSIM will automatically activate the moment you reach your destination. From a weekly 1 GB plan to a 100 GB lasting half a year, you can be sure to find your suitable data plan and maintain full control of your roaming costs, without any sneaky roaming fees. Stay protected using the built-in ad blocker and web protection, and let the 24/7 help center or chat service help you out with any issues. To get an even better deal, use code Erik Aanderaa to get a 15% off your next Saily data plan. Let's head out to the rapidly increasing conditions in the North Sea.
We're doing great. Waves are pretty, I would say 3-4 meters on the side here. Some big swells. Look at that, it's a big one. Huge swells. It's rough out there. So a little sit down in the couch here and just relax is important between all the wave tops here. And then you go out and watch again. I think it's time for a chocolate actually. Where did I put that? Boat diet.
Getting well offshore, a weather change started lurking in the horizon.
Yeah. So it's peaking 35 knots out there now. How does that look? Building up a little bit, but we're maintaining good course. Aanderaa is doing his job, so I'm not worried. Squalls over there.
It's as amazing as it's scary to see how fast the weather changes out here. With wind strength peaking over 35 knots. I'm now glad I was unaware of the mast support beam under deck now being pushed well beyond its safe limits. The ocean current started creating wave tops rocking Tessie violently. It got a little too exciting at times, so we had to check that everything was tight and secured around the rig, if conditions was about to get worse.
The shrouds seem tighter after I tightened the turnbuckles. It's much better.
Sometimes having a lack of knowledge can keep the worst fears away. And just sticking to the plan will get you back to where you should be. Among the beautiful mess of seas, nature is calling whether you like it or not, to top it off and make it a full experience.
It's time for number 2, and I hate that in these conditions. It's the worst. But you gotta do what you gotta do. Wish me luck. Well, hello there. There we go. No comment. Which reminds me, I haven't actually showered since I left Haugesund 1.5 weeks ago. We have much to look forward, Silja. Downloading the freshest weather report. So let's see what we got. So it's going to be fresh like it is now, around 30 knots until mid-Saturday. It's going to come down a little bit, and Saturday evening when I arrive, it'll only be 13 knots or something. And a nice lady came to me on the boat yesterday saying hi, and her mom wanted me to have these Ski Bull Bakery Shetland butter short bread. These are some real sugar bombs. You keep me going. Thank you.
I'll have to admit, albeit the present status of the boat, we hit record speed, already reaching over 70 nautical miles into the rising seas. The sun was about to set, soon leaving us in complete darkness.
It's starting to get dark, and we are off course. The wind has changed a little bit, and then the hydrovan also follows the wind and it turns the boat. So I need to adjust it back on course to proceed the course to Norway. You're never out of work on a sailboat. Just have to try a little bit, see what happens. "35 knots. Feel the pressure on the boat. It's getting dark.
When darkness set in, I always get a little worried as I can no longer efficiently watch the environments the boat gets exposed of. This is the point where you just have to put all your trust into the little ship and let go of whatever worries you.
Some really big waves coming over the boat here, filling up the cockpit. And we have already started to reach the first oil platforms. So that was fast. We're going 7-8 knots all the way here, so it's almost a little bit too fast. I'm pushing the boat now in these winds. Yes, we're over halfway. It's going fast still. And I turned the heat off because I wanted to save some power. But that quickly turned out to be cold, so I need my little blanket here to try to keep warm. It's not more than, I think, 3-4 Celsius outside, so that's gonna leave a cold cabin pretty fast. But I need to go out and check and see if there is any oil platforms around us, and let's do the sail check as well. Really beautiful sailing, just sliding along, 6-7 knots, 8 and 9 in the surfs. This must be a new speed record across the North Sea for Tessie. So while we're passing these huge oil rigs or platforms, I'm going on autopilot when we go close by them, because the hydrovan is about a bit all over. You really don't know where you're gonna end up, but with autopilot you know. So it's a bit for safety, right? And we are also starting to get low on battery. 36.4% left of the batteries. My navigation pulls a lot of amps, so maybe it's time to get that hydro generator in the sea. Let's see. Slow down the boat.
Winds were now starting to ease off, making tasks a little lighter to handle.
Now we can relax again. Yes, station calling sailing vessel Tessie.
I ended up in a busy area for oil platforms and had to duck them one by one.
Yes, then thank you very much for the update. Yes, have a nice trip.
8:30 in the morning. And the wind has dropped to 18 knots. So Tessie is not moving efficiently. We need some more speed on her. So I'm gonna pull out the Genoa and take down the storm sail. We don't need that anymore. There's not a storm anymore. But it's nice to wake up to a little calmer boat and not the hard pressure just pushing Tessie through the waves. It's fun, but it's tiring, and you wonder if everything is going to hold up. So this is kind of nicer, much better. Yep, couldn't control myself, had to have one. It's starting to really hail outside. Wow. 30 miles to go, and the wind died out pretty much, 10 knots, and so I took the mainsail up, and I have engaged the engine and engaged the overdrive function of the Foley propeller just to test it out. And I'm pushing with 1700 rounds per minute on the engine. We're hauling away.
When big ships occur steaming north and south, that means we are crossing the traffic separation system, leading ships on the outer route along the coast of Norway. It also means we are getting close.
So I think we can see the Norwegian land outside here now, so I better get ready. We're circling inshore now, inshore route to Haugesund, along the Skerries there, and it's exciting. Let's see if we can find our way inside here. Home sweet home. So here we are. I lived to tell the story, luckily. So everything is good, everything is fine, but we have a damage. And by the time you saw this video, I didn't know of the damage. And it really didn't occur to me that slack wires could actually be a broken mast foot. But once I got home, I edited the sailing to Faroe only with compass video before this one. And I read all the comments on that video, and there was a couple of them suggesting that it could be the mast foot. So there you go, that's what it took. And then I went down to my boat to have a look, and sure enough, the mast foot was broken. So I instantly started the work with getting all the floorboards away to inspect this. And here it is. It's a little bit hard to film, but under here it's a bad crack, and the whole of the mast foot here has sunken about almost a centimeter downwards. It's not much, but it's enough to get some slack wires. So lesson learned: if you have slack wires, the first thing you do is to check the condition of the mast support. I will have to remove all of this electronics, so now I get back for all that spaghetti mess. And this has to go as well to be able to access the beam under here. I also did a test sail a couple of days ago to check for leaks around the keel bolts or around the mast. I'm out testing Tessie now just to check for leaks and see how the mast actually stands or behaves in a little bit waves. So, and everything looks really good. So fingers crossed we can fix this. But there's absolutely no water coming in at all. So that's a very safe sign. What's next? I've been in contact with the company fixing my boat after my bad grounding. So I talked to them, and I hope they have the time to pick up the work and fix that beam. Because my next plan is that me and Silje has been invited down to Mallorca in Spain to test sail a really cool boat called the Shogun 43. And that's going to be the next video. And yeah, that's going to be a cool one. And Silje is a little bit nervous, but we're gonna get there. Looking forward to it. And next after that, 1st of June about, I will start my sail towards Svalbard, and my plan is to sail all the way around Svalbard. And I got green light from the authorities on Svalbard to do so, and that's gonna be amazing. But Tessie sure needs a little fix before that. So if you want to support my future adventures and fixing of Tessie, you can become my patron I put videos out a little bit before they go on YouTube, or you can donate on PayPal, whatever amount, everything helps. And also check out my NBJS merchandise. If you want an NBJS burgee flying off your boat, I ship them from my little editing office worldwide, and you can find the link also in the video description. And I will put news and updates with the fix on Tessie on my Facebook and Instagram profile if you want to see what's going on. And I will also update you, of course, here on YouTube how Tessie is going with the fix of the mast. And for the third time, I'm captaining in the Sailing Odyssey Festival, 26th of September. We're sailing 1 week in Greece, and it's an incredible place to sail, together with a lot of cool people on other boats, and we're gonna have a really great time together. So I really hope to see you there. Right, so I will prepare Tessie to fix her, and I will also prepare to travel down to Mallorca with Silja to sail from Mallorca to Ibiza and back, and that's going to be a very fun video, I think. See you soon.